Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new video on the 3D Critic channel. I am David, your host, and today I'm going to give you guys my performance review on the Adidas Trae 3s. Now, to start things off for you guys, these retail for $140 right now on Adidas website. However, this black and white colorway is going on sale for $126. So if you guys are interested in purchasing yourself a pair in this specific colorway and other colorways of the Trae 3s, I will leave a link in the description box below.
When it comes to the traction, you are getting mostly a translucent outsole with a multi-directional herringbone traction pattern on the translucent outsole. And when you get to the forefoot, you're going to get a rubber outsole section with a radial traction pattern here.
Now, the traction, in my opinion, is borderline good for the most part. When it came to lateral movements on a clean court, you were able to get really good grip on the court, and I was able to get a lot of space when it comes to trying to get open for a shot, and cutting to the basket as well. I was able to do that really well. And when it came to being a primary defender as well, it was good when it came to trying to stay toe-to-toe with whoever you are guarding and trying to react to what they were doing. And I was overall pretty good with the experience I had so far. However, it was a little inconsistent with the traction. With lateral moves, I was sliding a little bit at times, but for the most part, I was able to get consistent grip. But every now and then, it would lose a little grip, and it would tend to slide on me a little bit, especially with lateral movements. However, with vertical movements, it is really good overall. The hard stops in these were really good, and I was able to stop on a dime and try and get open for a quick pull-up shot. And step back shots as well, I was able to do as well in trying to create space. And it gets really good grip when you're trying to take a really good first step and trying to cut directly to the basket on a pick and roll. I really enjoyed the vertical movements in this traction setup overall. When it came to dust, it picks up a good bit, and you have to consistently wipe every now and then. But it's a really quick wipe, and it doesn't stick to the traction pattern itself. But overall, it's pretty good when it comes to the traction pattern itself.
When it comes to the overall durability, it is holding up pretty well for the most part. There are a few signs of wear on the edges of the traction pattern, as you can see right here. And you can see a little bit of fraying in the translucent outsole as well. But outside of that, the overall main sections of the traction pattern is holding up pretty well. And mind you that this is only indoors, so you should be good to go indoors. However, outdoors, I would be really cautious because the rubber itself is really pliable and really soft. And once you bring it outside, the abrasion from the outdoor courts will kind of melt through it. And I fear that it will take out the traction as a whole. Especially with the rubber as well, it is really soft in this section right here, as you can see. So I would be cautious to play with these outdoors, but indoors, you should be good to go.
So at the end of the day, the traction overall for me gets the job done, in my opinion. And because of that, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Now, getting into the cushion, you are getting a futuristic look with a bunch of layers that is stacked on top of each other. And it continues on in the traction pattern as well. But at the end of the day, it is just Adidas composite foam, which is full length, which is a combination of their light strike foam as well as their bounce foam.
When it comes to forefoot cushioning, it is responsive, but not as responsive as I would have liked. When it came to contesting people's shots, blocking people's shots, and getting steals as well, I was able to do that. However, when it came to guarding smaller, faster players, I was struggling a little bit, and they would often go by me and get the layup, and I struggled a little bit because of that. However, when it came to explosiveness, it is surprisingly bouncy, and I was able to generate a lot of air. That way I can block people's shots, and getting rebounds as well, I was able to do that really easily. And when you move along to the heel cushioning, it is really bulky, and because of that, it is really nice when it comes to impact protection, and it is soft as well. It was really nice with the impact protection and the softness of the foam. All of the impact didn't go directly to my back, and I really enjoyed the cushion in the heel because of that. And the heel to toe transition as well was really nice and smooth overall. and I was able to be really fluid with every single step that I took, and transitioning myself from offense to defense was really nice as well. It was a really nice, comfortable shoe to play in, but it overall lacks responsiveness, mainly due to how bulky the foam setup is, and the shoe itself is bottom heavy because of that. But overall, the cushioning setup is nice and comfortable, but it lacks responsiveness as a whole. And because of that, I'm going to give the cushion a 8 out of 10.
For materials, you're going to get a full-length textile material in the lateral, forefoot, and medial side of the shoe. In the forefoot section, you're going to get a fuse toe guard here. And when you get to the tongue, it's a neoprene tongue that is perforated, but has no padding whatsoever. There's padding on the top of the tongue, but that's pretty much it. And when you get to the back, there is going to be Achilles pillows in the heel section, and on the outside of the heel, you're going to get this plastic support piece. And overall, the material itself is really nice and comfortable. It is really nice to the touch and really nice to the foot. And it's overall really flexible too. I didn't experience any pinching in the forefoot section. However, in the midfoot section, the second eyelet, when you tighten it up on your foot, it's really uncomfortable, mainly due to the thinness of the tongue here as well. But once you break it in over time, it will be nice and comfortable overall. And in the heel, I really like the Achilles pillows that you get in the back, and it's really nice and comfortable for the heel overall. And the overall material itself is really nice and durable as well, and it feels pretty good overall.
So because of that, the overall materials, I'm going to give it a 8.5 out of 10. Now getting into the fit, what's a nice thing to say about the fit? It sucked. In the forefoot, the amount of dead space that you had in the toe box was like this much, like the size of my thumb, and the width was really spacious too. I was moving around a lot in the footbed when I was playing in these, and I didn't like that at all. My only solution to that was double socking and getting the grippy socks as well. That way it stuck to the footbed, and there was a little bit of room after that, but it was still ridiculous to me in my opinion. I didn't enjoy the aspect of the fit, but once I double socked it, it was a little better overall. I didn't slide that much in the footbed. So if you have a wide foot, stay at your true size. And if you have my kind of foot, I would go down half a size to accommodate the amount of space that you have in the forefoot. And if you have a narrow foot, go down a full size as well. So overall, the fit for me, because of that, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10.
Now getting into the lockdown, because of the sloppy fit that you get in the forefoot, you slide around a lot, and when you do hard stops, the whole foot just shifts directly to the top of the toe box right here, and it was very uncomfortable for my big toe. And when it came to lateral movements as well, I was sliding around a lot in the footbed, so the lockdown in the forefoot was not great. However, in the midfoot, with the cable system that you have here, helps harness the midfoot. That way it doesn't move around a lot, and it got the job done in that part, considering how sloppy the fit was in the forefoot. And when you get to the heel, it is nicely padded when you get to the back of the heel, and it helps you hunker down in the heel. However, I did experience a little heel slippage as a result, considering how smooth the material is as a whole. Overall, the lockdown gets the job done in my opinion. I didn't fly out of my shoes when it came to that. I was locked in at all times in the shoe, aside from the sloppiness in the forefoot, and that's pretty much it.
And because of that, I'm going to give the lockdown a 7 out of 10.
Now when you get into the support, you are going to get a nice, wide, stable base. That way you are standing on your own 2 feet at all times. And when it comes to lateral counters, you're going to get a nice midsole bulge that helps crater the foot. That way you won't experience any ankle rolls as a result. It craters up to here as well as up here, and you get more lateral stability here in the midfoot as well as in the heel. And when it comes to torsional support, you're going to get this asymmetrical torsion bar that helps with the overall torsion support inside the shoe. That way you are stable inside the shoe at all times. And when it comes to the overall support from the materials, it doesn't really cave in on you as much. It doesn't roll over on you, and the material helps support you when you're doing lateral movements as well. And when it comes to the heel, you're going to get this plastic heel counter, as well as an internal heel counter that helps prevent the heel from moving side to side inside the shoe.
So the support for me was overall really good, and probably the best feature in this shoe. It was really stable when I was playing in it, and the wide base give me enough stability. That way I was able to land on my 2 feet, and the cratering from the midsole helps prevent the foot from rolling over on you and getting ankle rolls. I didn't experience any ankle rolls when it came to that, and the overall material was really supportive on me, and it didn't give out on me as well. And I didn't experience any heel sliding in the heel with the plastic heel counter on the outside, as well as the internal TPU heel counter that you get as well. So I was overall really happy with the support in the Trae Young 3s, and because of that, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. So to sum it up for you guys, the Trae Young 3s, in my opinion, it's a decent shoe overall. The traction gets the job done for you overall. The cushion is nice and comfortable and bouncy, but it's not as responsive. The fit was the absolute worst in my opinion, and the lockdown because of that suffered. It's overall supportive as well, but in terms of the overall package for the how much it costs, there are other options out there which prevents me from recommending this, like the Dame 8s as well as the Don Issue 4s. They get about the same amount of performance compared to the Trae Young 3s. So if you want similar performance compared to the Trae Young 3s, I would get the Dame 8s and maybe the Don Issue 4s as well. They're very similar when it comes to overall performance. But if you like the Trae Young 3s, you like the traction, the cushion setup as well, with the materials as well as the support, it's a decent option for you guys. And overall, that is my review on the Adidas Trae Young 3s. Thank you guys for watching this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Comment down below on your thoughts on the Trae Young 3s, any experiences that you have had with them so far, along with any other questions that you might have for me as well. If you want to support this channel, I recommend that you hit the subscribe button down below. It is greatly appreciated as always. I appreciate the support to help this channel grow, to help me continue to do these videos for you guys. I'm really enjoying it so far. And if you want to follow me on Instagram as well as TikTok, I will leave that information in the description box as well. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I hope this was beneficial to you guys. And until next time, keep shooting.